Facebook world and YouTube world and worldwide in general, you have stumbled directly into Kari's Corner. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kari Cooper, and I am the ESL Program Coordinator for Worldwide HealthStaff Solutions. I am so thankful and so happy that all of you are here today, tuning in. If you're new to the show, the drill is you drop in your name, tell me where you're watching from, all that good stuff. Shout outs to case managers. I love getting shout outs to case managers. The case managers love getting shout outs to case managers. As always, a shout out to the Wizard of Oz behind the scenes, Tracy, our marketing guy. So much effort and planning goes into this program. So shout out to all those people. Worldwide is such a fantastic place. And if you are searching for a home to help you with your journey to the United States and you're checking out Worldwide, welcome. We are so happy to have you joining the Worldwide family. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made career-wise. So I can only imagine as a nurse what it would be like from your side. And it's our honor and our privilege to help you with your journey to the U.S. So with all of that being said, let's get to some housekeeping stuff first. First and foremost, I want to do a Student of the Month spotlight. And this week's Student of the Month spotlight, I have my sticky note right here so that I didn't forget the name. But as you all know, I'm probably going to butcher her name. So I'm so sorry. But it's Rika Gautam. Yay, Rika. I selected her specifically. Her amazing case manager is Vanessa Manning. And I selected her specifically because she just passed her embassy interview. Yay! She's going to be working with Novant Healthcare, and she's coming right here to Charlotte, North Carolina. So we are so excited for you, Rika. We are so excited for the journey that you are about to embark on and all the work and everything that you've put into this process. We are so excited for you. Passing that embassy interview is a huge accomplishment. So congratulations to you. We definitely look forward to welcoming you here to the United States and here in Charlotte, right down the road. That is super awesome. Hopefully it's better weather for you when you arrive. It's pretty rainy today, rainy and a little chilly, which is kind of unusual getting into May. So I don't know what's going on out there, but it is what it is. So today, and like I said, I chose Rika for a big reason, because today we are talking about the embassy interview. And I know a lot of you might be tuning in and you're like, I need English language tips. Yes, you do. We all do. I still need English language tips. But when you get to your embassy interview, and the reason I wanted to highlight the embassy interview today was because so often you get to stage 7, which is where you have to do the visa screen and you have to have passed your English exam. And after you pass your English exam, with help from our free ESL course, brought to you by me, with help from the ESL course brought to you by me, passing your English exam, a lot of times after you pass, you're like, boom, done. You sit back and you're like, I am done. I'm done studying English. Not a good idea. I'm here to tell you, it's not a good idea. And the reason that's not a good idea is because when you go to your embassy interview, they're going to talk to you in English. And they're going to expect you to speak back to them in English, and in competent English and in smooth English, all of those wonderful things. So for those of you who thought, I'll take the PTE and I'll just have, it'll be to a computer, so I never have to talk to somebody. Guess what? You're going to have an interview in English. So, just letting you know, you are still going to have to talk to a person in English. And so that's why I think it's so important just to remind everyone, keep practicing your English, not just for your embassy interview. Even after you get through that, you're getting a big step closer to coming to the US, and you're going to be speaking to patients in English. I cannot stress the importance of that. I know that studying for that English test is a pain. I know that preparing for your embassy interview can be so cumbersome, but practicing your English and being consistent in speaking your English. Granted, okay, after you pass your test, I'm not going to make you read any more articles or do any more listening drills. You've got to be speaking in English, and you need to be doing it every single day. That's right, every single day. Actually, and I understand this is hard for you. I just got an email from a candidate that I guess they're in Finland and not a lot of English is spoken, a lot of Finnish. So I'm like, holy smokes. So I understand it can be tough to practice your English. I totally get it. I do. But let's kind of get cracking on the embassy interview. So what happens before you get to this embassy interview? Obviously, I'm not going to cover what all the things that happen from stages 1 to 9B. 1 is the interview, and 9B is where you get that, what we call the NVC DQ notice. Now, DQ over here in the United States, if you say DQ in the US, just average US, a lot of people will look at you and think one of two things. Number one, DQ, Dairy Queen, ice cream. Yes. Or DQ, if you are DQ'd from something in the US, that means you are disqualified. So not a good thing. But in immigration, DQ'd is a good thing because that means you have been documentarily qualified. Now, when you get that notice, it's going to be one of three things. Hello in Tanzania. So happy that you're here. It's going to be one of three things. Number one, it's going to tell you, congratulations, you're ready to schedule your interview, right? Follow the instructions on the letter. The letter is going to give you all the instructions. It'll tell you the website to go to, all those fun things. Or your interview is scheduled and the information is provided in the letter. So they've already taken care of it. And this depends on the embassy, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be very generic because every embassy is different. They all require different things. So it's kind of a general overview for the embassy interview. Or you could get a letter, and we don't want you to get this letter, but don't freak out if you get this letter. You're missing information, and they're going to list the information that you are missing. And it's very, very, very important when you send back the information, you follow their instructions to a T. You check every box the way it says to. Make sure you sign and date, because I've had stuff sent back to me because I forgot to put a signature on it. I missed a signature line. So make sure you check every little thing. You're going to hear me use the phrase, here's your American phrase for the day, fine-toothed comb. Fine-toothed comb. And what that means is if I tell you to go through something with a fine-toothed comb, what that means is, if you know what a comb is, it's like a hairbrush. I wish I had one like at my desk. But it's usually a long, skinny, and they have little bristles, and they're all right next to each other. And so if you go through something with a comb, like you catch everything. If you have long hair, you never get out of the shower and use a fine-tooth comb right away, or else you're going to like pull your hair out, right? Because it's going to catch every single tangle. Well, so when I tell you to go through a document with a fine-tooth comb, I want you to catch every little possible mistake, okay? It's very, very important. The information, hello, Evelyn in Ghana, hello in Pakistan. It's very important that the information on your DS-260, which that's the application for immigrant visa and alien registration form, very, very, very important. They must match your civil docs. And you're going to hear me say that a lot about civil docs. They must match. All of your information must match when you're filling this out. So very, very important. So let's go ahead and move on. I've got a picture here of an NVC documentarily qualified letter. Obviously, like, you know, the full name of the candidate, there's no personal information on here. But this letter is what you would get if you were missing information. Hello in Uganda. Hello in Kenya. Hello in Ghana. I think I already got you in Ghana. Hello in the Philippines, Nigeria. Hello, everyone. I'm so happy you're here. But the letter that you see on the screen right now is a documentarily qualified letter, but this person is missing information. So you're going to see they have a bullet point here and they're like, you're missing information, and they're going to list the information you're missing. And they have very specific instructions on how you are to submit that information. Okay. Don't panic if you get one of these letters. Don't panic. It's just, you forgot to send something, and you have so much documentation that you have to keep track of and that you have to send. So we're all human. We all make mistakes. Okay. Just know Send it in. It's okay. This is not a panic. It's not a moment to panic. Never panic. Okay. The next item I have on the screen is an NVC documentarily qualified letter. This person, this is an email. So this person has received an interview appointment, and all of the details are listed for their interview appointment in the email. And there's a lot of information in that email. And I know, I'm guilty of it too. We get so many emails, right? Especially our case managers get so many emails. You guys get so many emails from Worldwide. It's because our marketing team is stellar, right? And they are constantly communicating with you guys some great information. But when you get these embassy emails, and I know it's very easy to just kind of scan it, right? You just kind of want to look through it. This is not a time to scan. No. We are not scanning here. We are reading every single word because we have to follow these instructions very, very carefully. Okay. Even when I renewed my, I just renewed my passport recently, and I was going through, there's 3 pages of instructions on how to fill out the form just to renew your passport. So I can only imagine you guys probably have like 20-page booklets on how to fill out all the information that you have to submit. So I know it's a pain. I know it's tedious, but reading those instructions and doing everything according to those instructions will make your embassy and your immigration process go smoothly, and it will go quicker if you do it right the first time. We have a saying in my house. It's called do it right, do it light, do it wrong, do it long. And what that means is if you do it right the first time, hey, you're good. You just did it once. But if you do it wrong the first time, you're going to be doing it longer because you have to correct your mistakes, right? So do it right, do it light, do it wrong, do it long. That is the Cooper family saying, if you will. We also have a saying that says we don't go to the hospital on holidays and weekends. So I know you guys as nurses appreciate that. So day of the interview. I know this is going to be exciting. It's going to be a nervous time, and you're like, my interview's today. Lots of hellos in Ghana, Nigeria, Pakistan. Hello, everyone. So happy you're here. Joining from London. I am so jealous. I want to be in London. Anyway, day of the interview. Number 1, try to get good sleep. Do your best to get good sleep because we need you firing on all neurons that day, right? You got to have it all together. Make sure before you go to bed that night, another tip, I didn't write this one down, have everything ready. Have all of your documents ready. Have everything ready that you need to go before you go to bed. That way, when you go to bed, you're like, and I'm a checklist person. So my husband has a touch of what we like to call OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. And anytime we go on a trip, I noticed that he would go back in the house like 4 times. So I knew once I got in the truck to go, I was not going anywhere. He would go back to the house 4 times. Did I lock the back door? And then as we left, did I shut the garage door? We would have to go back and check to see if he shut the garage door. Any of you people in there? He's also the guy that before he leaves the hotel room is like crawling on his belly to make sure he didn't miss anything or nothing fell under the bed. Any of those? Any of you guys out there can relate? I don't have to stress about it because he does. But what I did that helped him is I made a checklist. It's a before we travel checklist. So you can have this before your embassy interview checklist. Make yourself a checklist. Do I have and list out every document you need? And remember, like I said, every embassy has a different list of documents you need. I'm going to get to that later. Make a checklist. Do I have my clothes laid out for tomorrow? Do I have my alarm set? I always set 2 alarms on important days. You can even go 3, and I put them in like 2-minute increments. Make sure you don't sleep through that alarm, right? The other thing that I want to make sure you do is like make sure you have all your documents. That way, when you go to bed at night, you check it off once you have it, right? Check it off. Make sure you have it. That way, when you go to bed at night, if you sit up at 2:00 in the morning and you're like, did I get this? Just keep your checklist by your bed. You can look at your checklist and go, yep, I did. I got that. Put it down. It'll give you peace of mind. It'll help you sleep. Gives my husband peace of mind to know. That way I can be like, yes, you shut the garage door. Yes, it hit the ground. Yes, you locked the back door. Like I follow him around the house and watch him do these things and check them off. He actually checks it. I have 2 columns. He checks it off and then he hands it to me and I check it off to, I don't know. He's a wonderful, wonderful man. Everybody has little quirks, right? But it helps him when we're leaving. Eat a good meal. Always eat. You don't want to be sitting in your embassy interview and all of a sudden you hear, rah, 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 rah. Right? My stomach is very talkative when I'm hungry. Good hygiene, always important. Try to shower, have your hair done, whatever it is you do to your hair. You want to dress professionally. You want to present the best version of yourself physically, right? You're going to present the best version of yourself mentally and verbally. Make sure your physical appearance matches that too. So dress professionally, okay? Carry all of your documentation. I am a 3-ring binder kind of person. I love a good 3-ring binder. And when I travel, when I go anywhere, I am putting stuff in a 3-ring binder. I have copies of everything. I make a copy of my passport. I make a copy of my driver's license. I make a copy of my birth certificate. Now, you guys need to make sure you know a lot of times they're going to ask for originals. So they want your original birth certificate. Might not want to hole punch that. But have something to keep everything organized. Keep everything nice and neat and organized. I wish I could show you a 3-ring binder that I have around my desk. Oh, I do. I have one right here. So you can see right here, this is a 3-ring binder. I told you guys, I love 3-ring binders. And look, this is Kari Sapp Cooper. I have a nice label on the front. This is where I kept all of my teacher certification information, right? And I have all the states on the front where I'm certified to teach. Yep. So anytime I'm ever asked, where's your teaching license or your teaching certification? It's all right here. Everything I need. And I don't look kind of crazy fumbling and bumbling about looking for, where's this paper? Where's this paper? So 3-ring binder never fails me. Never fails me. And my husband picks on me because I have a 3-ring binder for everything, but we always have everything we need. Finally, bring your letter confirming your appointment. That's something you need to put in your binder, your folder, whatever you're using. And then a final reminder, it's probably a no cell phone zone. No cell phone zone. So keep that in mind. Greetings from KSA. I don't know what KSA is. Can you tell me what KSA is? I'm super happy you're here. I like to put this little sign, keep calm and stay positive. Keep calm and stay positive. That's kind of my mantra in life. Just keep calm and stay positive. It's going to work out. All right, what to bring. So this is a very generic list, right? Hello in Zimbabwe. A very generic list. Valid passport, I-94 record, original birth certificate, evening from Cape Town. Oh, I want to go to Cape Town so bad. Government issued identification, driver's license, whatever that looks like for you. A letter from your employer confirming your employment. That's your job offer. Academic qualification documents, your transcripts, your certificates, documents showing tax payments, any other document that you might need. And so what I mean by any other document that you might need, I've listed a website here. If you want to screenshot this, if you're working on your phone and you want to screenshot this so that you can get to this website, it's travel.state.gov, and it lists all the embassies. And you click on the embassy that you're going to, and you can navigate to the page that will list all the documents that you need. Every embassy is different. Every embassy is different. For example, some embassies don't allow children. They don't want you to bring your kids. Some embassies require you to have a form filled out if the child's under 14 to exempt them from the interview, right? Some embassies bring your kids. Some embassies, the spouse, dependents and spouses, I know that starts to get into a gray area. Spouse is going to be there, right? That's spouse. They're coming too. So make sure you know who to bring. And it's also important that everyone is dressed appropriately, right? Make sure everyone is dressed appropriately. And I know getting the kids dressed and ready to go in the morning is not always the easiest thing. Trust me. I'm a mom. I can testify. Ooh, buddy. So during your interview, take a deep breath, right? If you've taken the IELTS, very similar. Take a deep breath. Always tell the truth. And I'm going to get into why this is really, really important in the next slide. Always tell the truth. Make sure that your information is consistent throughout. For example, if your job offer says California and they ask you what state you're going to and you say Nebraska, woohoo, red flag, red flag, not good, right? Always be consistent. Tell the truth. Document the truth. Write down the truth. Now is not the opportunity to tell them, I'm going here, but I want to go here. Nope. Don't give them more information than they ask for. Okay? Just answer the question. Where are you going to work? Now is not the time to tell them that you plan on taking your kids to Disney World in April. Nope. Another pro tip, don't go to Disney World in April. It's spring break and it's action-packed. Okay? Know the name of your employer. Know the name of your employer. Very, very important. Know where you're going. That's one of those things. I know it sounds so silly, but it's one of those things where you like brain flubs and you're like, what? Who do I work for again? You get so nervous. So know the name of your employer. Be prepared to talk about past experience. What have you done? What kind of nursing have you practiced while you've been here? Where did you go to college? All of that fun stuff. Be organized. Be organized. Okay? Make sure you're paying attention to all of the documents you have. Everything. That's why I'm telling you, 3-ring binder, people. Folder, have everything organized. Be familiar with what was on your I-140 documents. This is advice that your case manager is going to give you. This is advice that anybody who's gone through this process is going to give you. Know what you wrote down. Know what you wrote down. Try to be calm. I know it's a lot of information. I know it can be kind of scary. It's remember if you've been watched any of my other sessions where I talk about IELTS examiners, and sometimes they give you what I like to call a dead fish face, and they just stare at you like this. Your embassy, your consulate might be giving you the same look, or they're going to be looking and writing down the whole time. They may not even make eye contact with you. So don't panic. Don't be scared. Take a deep breath. Be calm. You're going to be fine. You also may be interviewed as a complete family. So you may be interviewed all together, or spouses, they might take you separately. Okay? That's really where it's important. Make sure your spouse knows where you're going to. Make sure your spouse knows where they're going to work, where you're going to work, right? And so spouses, and a shout out to all my dependents out there and spouses, you got to brush up on your English too. Okay? Go ahead and start brushing up on your English too. Do your best. Watch some of Kari's Corner with your spouse, with your significant other. Watch if you enroll in my ESL program, have your spouse help you out through that. Okay? So that you're both prepared for the embassy interview. All right. So these are the top 3 mistakes that people make regarding the embassy interview. Top 3 mistakes. And this is according to the USCIS. Okay. Number 1, not bringing a valid police certificate. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, people. I had to Google what's a police certificate. In the United States, we would just call that a police report or a background check, really. The term police certificate refers to a statement from law enforcement of the country where you live, and they're certifying basically that you don't have any criminal convictions or what's been ascribed to your name in that country. So you have to have a valid police certificate. Okay? Not attending a medical examination. I will tell you this. I've said to you guys many times, my sister is a nurse, and she's a nurse practitioner here in the U.S., and she's the worst person about going to the doctor. And I'm like, Paige, you work in a hospital with doctors all day. You couldn't ask one of them to take your temperature today? So nurses are not always the best about their own healthcare. You are great about everybody else's, but you forget your own. You have to attend a medical examination. Failure to provide required information may cause a delay or denial. That's huge. Denial. That's a big word. That means do not pass go, do not collect $200. You ain't coming to the US. Like denial because you didn't go to your medical exam. Go get your medical exam. It's good for you. Okay. And then finally, I mentioned this earlier, information not matching the I-140 documents. The officer may send your I-140 documents to the USCIS Service Center to be revoked if you are found to have given contradictory information during your interview. That means what you said does not match your I-140 documents. That can mean like you are cut off. Nope. That is a big, huge no-no. What you say has to match your I-140 documents. Okay? Very, very important. Make sure all of your information lines up. That's what I mean when I say go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And don't do it, like 5 hours before your embassy interview. This is something you need to be checking, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before your embassy interview. You need to be getting all of this together. I'm telling you right now, if you try to scramble and get it all together at the last minute, you're going to miss something. As soon as you find out when your embassy interview is, you need to start making sure you got all that paperwork ready and in order. Because if you show up to your appointment, I watched a YouTube video of a British person who was going to be coming over to the United States, and he shows up for his embassy appointment and he doesn't have all of his documentation. He's like missing one thing. And he's done. He doesn't get to, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you're going to have to reschedule your appointment. And you guys know rescheduling those appointments, not the easiest thing. That's a time-consuming process. And you might have documents that may expire. Like everything you have is time sensitive with immigration, right? Everything is time sensitive. So make sure you have all of your information. Make sure it's organized, okay? Very, very important. In all my research, that's like one of the top things. Make sure you're organized. Make sure you know what's on those I-140 documents. All right. After your interview, after you've watched this video because you are super prepared, you have your binder, you're ready to go. Great tips. Thank you so much. After your interview, you're going to be instructed whether you were approved or not and the very important next steps. Yes, I am absolutely here to motivate you guys. I want you to come over to the United States. Are you kidding me? I'm ready for you guys to get over here. After you get that approval notice and you're like, yay, I'm approved. I get to come to the US. I'm so excited. And they'll tell you they're going to mail back your passport with that visa certificate in it, all that good stuff. Obviously, you want to call your family and let them know, besties, call your besties. Yay. Don't be posting it on social media or anything like that. Call your case manager, email your case manager, however you need to communicate with your case manager. Your case manager is the number one person you need to keep in the loop when it comes to passing your embassy interview. Okay? Email your case manager ASAP after you get that notification, whether you were denied, whether you were missing something. If you show up to your embassy appointment and you forgot your paperwork, let your case manager know. Hey, I forgot some documentation. I have to reschedule my embassy interview. Always keep that case manager in the loop. Okay? If you have questions, if you just want to run through something before your embassy interview, our case managers have this new thing called Calendly. And it's fantastic. You can schedule time to talk to your case manager. So before your embassy interview, kind of run through it with your case manager. Be like, I just want to make sure I have everything. There is no such thing as being over-prepared. There's just not. Okay? Someone just asked Novicio. Oh, I love that name. Probably mispronounced it, but that's a great name. Yes, everything is available on Ask if there's going to be a replay. Everything is available on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, Sir Ron Hoppy's Facebook page, all the Facebook pages, HRPC Facebook page, Worldwide well, I can't even speak, Worldwide HealthStaff Facebook page, and of course on YouTube. So yes, this is saved and you can replay and watch it as much as you want. But thank you so much. My email is listed here. If you ever have any questions about ESL, about practicing English, about any of that, please tune in. We are also on TikTok now. That's right. Worldwide HealthStaff is on TikTok. Make sure you're checking that out. Great information, a great way to see a lot of the people behind the scenes at Worldwide HealthStaff. So make sure you're subscribed to that if you're a TikTok person. I do have one reminder. If you were an OET winner last week, and those names were announced last week, if you were an OET winner and you have not reached out to me, that's my email. Please reach out to me. I want to make sure everybody gets their OET Pulse tokens if you were announced as a winner last week. If you're not sure, go back and watch last week's episode and fast forward to the OET winners screen. Okie dokie. Another reminder, let's see. Oh no, I just have my pro tips. Yeah, guys, I have to write everything down. I'm losing my mind over here. My pro tip for today, because of course this is tips and tricks for the English language exam. The pro tip today is do 10 practice questions a day, whether it's from the reading section, the listening section, the writing section. Do 10 practice questions a day. Just be familiar with that test. The more comfortable and the more familiar you are with your English language test, the better you will do. I can promise you that. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. I feel like I covered a lot of information and I covered it really quickly, but hopefully today was a valuable lesson for you guys, some valuable information. I learned a lot doing research for the show about an embassy interview. So very excited. Next week, we're going to be talking about all the updates around ESL, all of the, kind of states, what states take what test, any changes to a test. Pearson's got some exciting announcements. The OET's moving forward. IELTS and TOEFL are still there. They're still very present. OET material for practice. Check out the OET website. The OET website. It's a fantastic website. They have a lot of information on there for practicing. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, just a friendly reminder. I know you stumbled into Kari's corner, but don't face the corner. Face the world with Worldwide. Over and out.